Your English podcast.
Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're embarking on a deep dive into a really fascinating piece of source material. It's an outline for an episode of another show, Your English Podcast, and it's specifically about English for travelers. Our mission here is to pull out the most powerful, maybe sometimes surprising, insights from their approach. We really want to show you exactly why English isn't just, helpful for travelers, but actually transformative.
Yeah, transformative is a good word. Offering comfort, global connection.
And that pathway to genuine cultural immersion, like getting the concentrated essence of what makes travel truly vibrant.
But what's immediately striking, I think, is how this source zeroes in on its audience and purpose right
Yeah.
from the start. It doesn't just promise, like, language lessons.
Yeah.
It promises an enhanced travel experience.
Exactly.
It's about improving your English for, well, practical, real-world application.
Yeah.
Making your journeys richer.
And that's what we're going to do. We'll deconstruct their method, uncover those aha moments, those practical insights. The idea is to give you a significant shortcut to being well-informed about the profound power of English in travel. So this source from Your English Podcast, it opens with this really powerful premise. Mastering English isn't just about grammar or vocab lists. Fundamentally, it's about achieving truly comfortable travel. It's about building meaningful international relationships.
And that deep immersion in new cultures. They even have their hosts, Alex and Nina, I think.
Yeah, Alex and me.
Share how English personally transformed their own travel adventures, how it dramatically expanded their horizons.
Right, so it's less about just acquiring a skill and more about unlocking a whole new level of experience.
It's quite brilliant, really, the way they frame it. If you connect this to the broader challenges travelers often face, it directly confronts that frustration of language barriers. And English, in their view, isn't just a workaround. It's the ultimate key. The key to overcoming that feeling of being lost in translation. Their motivational message is really compelling. They say, confident English proficiency is the key to vibrant and fulfilling travels.
Yeah.
It frames language as a gateway, doesn't it? Turning a trip from just logistics into this rich tapestry of experiences.
Absolutely. And they even promise their listeners 7 reasons why English is vital, which we're going to explore today. And these reasons, they really build on each other, starting with the most immediate, the most tangible benefit. The source makes a compelling case that English is, well, quite simply, your universal travel passport.
Yeah.
It's positioned as the go-to international language, enabling communication with people from, well, pretty much everywhere.
Exactly. And when you think about it, the practical advantages are just everywhere. Take airports, hotels, any major tourist site around the world. You'll find essential info, signage, often staff who can communicate in English. And this isn't just about convenience, is it? It's about navigating potentially confusing environments with clarity, with ease, and maybe more profoundly, it ties directly into personal safety.
That's a big one.
Imagine being in an unknown country during an emergency. You need to talk to police or medical staff, or even just a local guide. Knowing English can be the difference between feeling totally helpless and being able to clearly advocate for yourself or others when it really, really matters. It sort of transforms a vulnerable situation into one where you keep some control.
That really highlights how English creates this profound sense of comfort and control, especially for independent travels, the ones who prefer not to rely on tour companies. They note that English empowers these travelers to get much more detailed, more current information about their destination, whether it is finding a hidden gem, understanding local transport quirks, or navigating an unexpected change of plans.
Right. It's about being your own resourceful guide, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pulling real-time insights that, a prepackaged tour just can't offer.
Yeah. Exactly. So, okay, we've talked about the foundational comfort and safety English provides. But once you have that baseline, what's the next crucial step?
Yeah.
How do you truly engage with the world? The source places a huge emphasis on actually speaking the language. It's one thing to passively understand, right? But what does it really take to move from theory to practical application, especially when you're traveling?
This really does raise an important point about moving beyond just, absorbing information.
Yeah.
The core idea here seems to be conquering that fear, that almost universal fear of making mistakes in front of native speakers.
Oh, yeah. Definitely felt that one.
We all have. And the source pushes this wonderfully liberating concept. Just try short, simple dialogues in real-world travel scenarios. Think about ordering coffee or checking in at the airport or just asking for directions to a market during an excursion.
Little steps.
Little steps. And here's a really surprising nugget of advice from them. Abandon the thought of translation. Speak directly in English, which is easier said than done sometimes. But the point is, it isn't about perfection. It's about fostering a more fluid, natural communication style, rather than getting bogged down trying to translate everything in your head.
That's fascinating. And Nina, from the source, she even notes that when you start speaking, multiple small errors become a natural part of communication.
Right.
That's such a liberating thought for any learner, isn't it? It completely reframes mistakes. They're not failures, they're just part of the journey.
Exactly. Integral parts of learning. And Alex advises starting with really simple phrases, then gradually expanding your vocabulary, building confidence step by step. They even suggest a fantastic practical tip. Practice by describing everyday events aloud to yourself as they happen during your travels.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it helps you adapt quickly to new, maybe unexpected situations, sort of gets you thinking in English more naturally.
And okay, once you start practicing, start overcoming those initial fears of speaking, what really opens up then? The source reveals how English becomes your key to building friendships across the globe, transforming those, fleeting encounters into potentially meaningful connections.
Yeah, it moves beyond just transactional stuff.
Right, into genuine human bonding.
And this section really expands on the social benefits, which I think are often underestimated. They highlight these organic opportunities for connection, striking up conversations in hostels, sharing experiences on excursions, maybe joining local language clubs if you're staying longer. What's also insightful is their mention of online platforms, things like couch surfing.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
Right, where you can find accommodation with locals and connect with the community, and also Meetup for finding groups based on shared interests. These aren't just practical tools, they're great springboards for international communication. You can connect before you even arrive.
That's smart.
And the advice is simple, but really profound. Be open, ask questions, be ready to share your own experiences. That openness is the real secret, breaking down barriers.
The source shares some wonderful personal stories from Alex and Nina, too, about meeting foreigners through English. It really reinforces how transformative these connections can be.
Those stories really drive it home.
They talk about how shared interests, sports, music, art, whatever, can become these universal icebreakers for making contact.
Yeah.
Ultimately, the source concludes that this skill, English, transforms a journey from just visiting places into a true cultural adventure.
A true cultural adventure. I like that phrasing.
It enriches your personal experience, makes your travel significantly more vibrant, more memorable. It's about bridging worlds, really. One conversation, maybe one shared laugh at a time.
So beyond social connection, it seems like truly understanding a culture, moving past just observing from the sidelines, is another major benefit. How does the source elaborate on this idea of genuine immersion? Well, what's fascinating here is how English unlocks the door to truly accessing local culture, not just, seeing it from a distance. The source points out the immediate practicalities first, understanding street signs, figuring out menus, grasping local etiquette through English resources, which are often available.
Right, the basics.
The basics. But the real depth comes in how it enables travelers who speak English to, and I quote, better perceive the stories of locals.
Mm-hmm.
You're not just reading about history in a guidebook. You're hearing personal anecdotes, different perspective, daily life experiences firsthand. This includes being able to ask about, say, traditional recipes, or the story behind a local dish, or the nuances of unique traditions, all through direct English conversations.
Oh, yeah.
It transforms the experience from passive sightseeing into active participation.
And this deeper level of engagement, it means you can adapt to cultural nuances much more easily during your travels.
Exactly.
You can truly participate in excursions with local guides, have conversations that go way beyond superficial tourist chat.
You get the why.
Yes. You genuinely understand the why behind local customs and traditions. The source even recommends preparing beforehand, reading articles and blogs about the country's culture in English.
That preparation helps.
It's not just about gathering information, it's about starting to feel part of the environment rather than just passing through.
It's the difference between being a spectator and, well, becoming an active participant in the culture.
Now, the source dedicates a pretty powerful section to personal stories from Alex and Nina from their podcast, sharing how English fundamentally changed their travel approach, helped them overcome language barriers.
Yeah, and these personal narratives are just crucial because they provide that real-world validation. It's not just theory.
Right, they don't just tell you what to do, they show how it directly impacted them, which is incredibly motivating, I think.
Totally. They recount amusing, unexpected encounters that English made possible. Maybe making a new friend somewhere totally unforeseen, or finally getting a local joke.
Yeah, that would have been lost otherwise.
Exactly. Or situations where English actually, quote, helped save the situation or improve travel impressions, which implies moments of real difficulty, maybe potential misunderstandings, where communication was key to things turning out okay. The core message for you as a learner, woven through these stories, is that every mistake is a lesson, and every success is a step towards personal growth. It just normalizes the learning process, celebrates every bit of progress, makes the whole thing feel achievable.
And it really underscores how these international connections, the ones fostered through English, can lead to so much more than just a fleeting interaction.
Right, they're not just one-offs.
No, they can spark shared projects, inspire future travels together, maybe even blossom into lifelong friendships.
That's the potential, isn't it? It can be the very beginning of something much bigger.
Absolutely. Ultimately, these personal narratives serve as this powerful inspiration for others. Don't be afraid to speak. Don't be afraid to explore the world. They show that the challenges are, well, undeniably worth the profound rewards. Okay, so finally, the source pivots from inspiration to some incredibly tangible tools for learners. What kind of actionable resources do they highlight for someone looking to level up their travel English, like right now?
Yeah, this section offers some very practical guidance for actually taking action. They recommend widely accessible online resources, mobile apps like Duolingo or Anki.
Oh, Anki, the flashcard app.
Yeah, the popular flashcard app. It uses spaced repetition, which is great for memorizing vocabulary, so apps like those. Beyond that, they suggest immersing yourself. Listening to travel-themed podcasts to get used to relevant vocab and, the natural flow of conversation in a travel context.
Good idea.
Reading English blogs and magazines about travel is another excellent tip. You get exposed to authentic language in an interesting format. And they even highlight watching YouTube channels with travel vlogs for listening practice, which is a fantastic way to immerse yourself visually and auditorily at the same time.
And perhaps most crucially, they point to using social media and international forums to find conversation partners and actively practice speaking.
Yes, that active part is key. Moving beyond just passive consumption to genuine engagement, it lets you simulate real-world conversations even before you leave home.
Right. Preparation.
Exactly. Their concluding point is powerful. These modern tools make learning English both incredibly accessible and remarkably effective for travelers, ensuring you have every opportunity to prepare for your adventures and truly make the most of them.
So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you? This deep dive into your English podcasts, very thoughtful approach to English for travelers. It truly illuminates how much more fulfilling, how much more secure, and just richer your travel experiences can be when you actively engage with the world in English. It's not just about getting by, is it? It's really about thriving.
Absolutely. The overarching message is unequivocally clear. English provides, well, unparalleled comfort. It enhances safety in crucial ways. It deepens your cultural insight. And, perhaps most importantly, it opens doors to genuine global connections.
Hmm.
It really is about a profound transformation from simply being a tourist to becoming a more integrated, confident, and enriched part of the global community.
Mhm.
And the source's emphasis on embracing mistakes, I love how they put it. An error in conversation means you're learning.
Yeah, that's great.
And starting with small practical steps, it's a highly actionable takeaway for any learner. It's about embracing progress, not chasing some elusive idea of perfection.
We really hope this deep dive has given you a significant shortcut to being well informed on this topic. Hopefully, with some nuggets of knowledge and practical strategies you won't soon forget. And as you plan your next adventure, maybe consider this. What surprising connection or unexpected adventure might you unlock just by trying to engage in English, even with only a few simple phrases? Alex and Nina, from the source, they lay down this compelling challenge. Quote, set a goal to spend 1 week actively using English during trips.
Just 1 week.
Just 1 week. Imagine how even such a small conscious step could lead to a massive leap in your travel experience, opening new opportunities, transforming the way you see and interact with the world around you. Something to think about.